and welcome to this episode of Let's Chat MetaPWR with our special guest, Ann-Maree Reid, and her beautiful dog there, Henry. Oh, hi, Henry. Nice to see you on the screen. He's a bit of a star of the show. So, Ann-Maree, I'll give you a little introduction before we hear from you and your MetaPWR story. You're a busy nurse with over 18 years of clinical experience working in a busy day surgery in anaesthetics and recovery. And not only this, but you also own a massage business for over 12 years now. And you were just telling me how you can have your days full with both. So we'd love to hear how MetaPWR is helping with this. But to start with, Ann-Maree, can you tell us what was life like before MetaPWR?
So as I said before, I've tried MetaPWR before. I think it was probably last year or the year before. But I've since have gone back on it since Jan this year, and just changing the way, I now take the MetaPWR Advantage in the morning. And for me, it just made a huge difference with my energy. Like at the start of the year, I was tired. I wasn't sleeping properly. And I thought, okay, I've got to do something. We have to do something about this. And I thought, okay, I'll go back on MetaPWR. And at that stage, it was the 20% off sales. I'm like, beauty. So jumped on, I think I grabbed a couple of boxes and stuff like that. And just by changing when I take it, and so instead of taking in the afternoon like I used to, taking in the morning, made a massive, massive difference. So I'm not getting those afternoon slumps like I used to. I'm not getting that kind of brain fog and things like that. And since we did the challenge when was it? It was last month now. It feels like so long ago. But last month, just learning a whole lot of different things from other people. I've incorporated a few more things into my day. So and other people are starting to notice that difference too, and the change in my body to incorporating those sort of things as well. So yeah.
Can you talk on that point, Ann-Maree, changing it up from having it in the evening to then in the morning? But as a shift worker, your body clock must be quite flexible, and your sleeping hours must be all over the place. Is that correct?
No, so actually I work 10-hour shifts. So I work 3 10 or 10.5 hours. So usually 7:30 till 6 p.m. 3 days a week. And then I work another half a day on Fridays. So, and then massage on top of that. So I could work a 10-hour shift, and then I might have a client after work for an hour and things like that. So I used to do shift work when I worked in Melbourne. But I'm lucky enough that my shifts are kind of a regular, even though they're long, they're regular sort of hours. So yeah.
So you're still getting your sleep cycle at night, not haphazard.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And so the change of having it, what made you have it in the evening to begin with? Was it something you were advised?
It was because I used to find it like 3 o'clock in the afternoon that you'd have that energy slump. And so the other thing with that as well is having it in the afternoon, you had to remember to take it. Like with me now taking the morning, I literally get up. I've now habit stacked it with feeding Henry. So I get up, feed Henry, and then I have my MetaPWR Advantage. And then with my Life on Vitality supplements, and then jump in the shower, come out, and then I make my breakfast smoothie. So I literally do that every single day. So yeah.
That's a great way to make it a habit. Was it easy for you to take it daily, or was it something you had to build into?
I think it probably took a couple of days, but the fact that I noticed the difference with it when I started taking it in the morning, I was really, really excited and motivated to keep going with it. And so that was really easy, and things like that. So yeah, so it didn't take, I reckon, probably a couple of days. And by having it, I have it in a particular spot in my kitchen. So I get up, and when I feed Henry, it's there. So my MetaPWR Advantage is there. So glass is there too. So I have it just sitting there, then you take it. So yeah.
Great, keeping it convenient, easy, simple. Add it on to when you're feeding your beautiful dog, Henry. Love it. And what sort of notices did you notice in the early days? Talk us through.
Yeah, so the big thing was obviously energy. So not having that energy slump at the end of the day, being able to keep going through the 10-hour shift and then get out and just, either massage and not feel tired, like you have to come home and do more work, or so it was that for starters. And then later on, it was noticing this change. So I got really good skin anyway, but noticing a change in my skin, and was noticing a little bit of change in my body, as in body shape and things like that as well. So I'm trying not to actually step on the scales now, by doing it by how I feel and how my body feels, and stuff like that, rather than and by going by a number. Yeah.
Can you tell us why? What's the impetus behind that?
So I think like I'm quite muscular anyway, so I can't particularly go by weight, and things like that. But I think just how you feel, like physically and mentally and emotionally, is more important than what the scales tell you.
It's very powerful, Ann-Maree, and especially for those who are using MetaPWR and perhaps not seeing a change in body shape. It's really, a potent thing to take notice of how you're feeling, how your energy is, how are you coping with stress, So do you journal, or how do you take note of these things?
I think I didn't really like when I think back when I first started MetaPWR, it's hard to remember what I used to feel like, because it's pretty much been like Jan since I've been taking it every day. But then I do look back and go, okay, well, how I used to feel tired and run down and things like that. So I probably should have journaled and stuff, but I also do share a lot of my experiences with my members, so in my customer group and things like that. So I share so they've been on the journey and things like that with me as well and stuff. So yeah.
Are some of them taking MetaPWR as well?
Yes, and had some really good results. So they've made the leap and actually started MetaPWR, and I think that makes it even more exciting. Like, I know how amazing it is for me, but being able to share that with people and them having those amazing experiences as well, it's just, it's awesome.
Yeah, fantastic. Making that leap is the hardest
Yes.
part, isn't it? Saying yes to yourself and yes to the product, and then the easy bit is just remembering it to take it each day, and those
Yeah.
helpful ways you've shared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself telling others about it often?
Yeah, I do. Like, I do. I'm always putting, like, I tend to be a little bit more on social media and stuff. So I'm always like in the morning taking my MetaPWR Advantage, the little videos and things like that as well. And so people, I think that how the conversation kind of starts is like people notice a difference, a change in me. Like, one person probably about 5-6 weeks ago said, "Oh, what have you done? Something different. Your face looks different. Your face looks much more slimmer. You can," and things like that. And that's how I actually start the conversation. So they're noticing the difference, and that's how it starts. Yeah.
It is quite visibly noticeable. Yeah. Yeah. Nice to be getting all those compliments. Now,
Yeah.
I love how you said you stocked up while the sale was on. And actually, if anyone's watching this in the month of May 2024, we have a promo where you'll get a third of your MetaPWR bundle back. So that's a good point. And it's a great time actually to stock up like you did, so that you don't run out. Have you ever run out of any of it, or you're all good?
No, and that box up there is pretty much full of MetaPWR and Laugh on Vitality supplements.
Okay, where do you live? Keep your doors
So
locked
I
at
think
night.
I have 5 bundles when it was on sale. But I do like it just a bit.
It shows how committed you are. That's wonderful. Yeah. You'll never be without.
No, oh no, I couldn't, I couldn't, like, you would always go, "Oh, I wonder, like, if I went off it, how I'd feel," but I don't want to try that out. So yeah, no, not testing it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Kathleen's not, she's in agreement with you there.
Yeah.
Those who are watching live, please feel welcome to ask questions. You can type in the chat or unmute. And for our friends on Facebook, again, you can also ask questions while Ann-Maree's here. Now, your days are big. You've got your nurse work and your massage business. What is it like driving home? You've expended all that energy. Have you noticed a difference in your concentration and focus since being on MetaPWR?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So, like, because I work in anesthetics and things like that, you obviously have to be on the ball all the time. And what I used to find was, because it's quite a stressful and pressured environment, you go home mentally fatigued. And now like I come home and like I'm ready to do stuff. I'm still ready to do stuff around the house and things like that. So yeah, definitely noticed that. So
That's inspiring. And does that then lead into your appetite and you're not reaching for, say, sugary foods to give you that energy boost? Have you noticed a change in
yeah, so definitely having the MetaPWR oil in my water. And I also have the beetlets that I have in my work bag. And I've just actually got another lot from my order this month to pop in. So I've got some at home and some in my work bag. So I don't have to try and keep grabbing it out and things like that. So I've also, a couple of weeks ago, when I for a lot of people who don't know, my dog got attacked by another dog. So obviously that didn't count and stuff like that. But yeah, back on track and everything like that. So yeah.
Yeah, the beadlets are so handy to have with you, aren't
Oh
they?
yeah. Love them, and I love the peppermint ones as well. So yeah.
Oh, yes. And are you sharing them around at work with others? Do they know you as the oil lady?
They do know me as oil lady.
Yeah, that's great. So, I guess with you, you're saying before you do have a group of those of you who are using it, and then you must be getting the compliments and people asking, what are you doing? Um, what would be your advice when someone's just making that decision whether to say yes to MetaPWR? How would you help them, Ann-Maree?
How would I help them? So I've given people samples, a couple of samples of the MetaPWR Advantage to try. But I suppose the thing has to be, they have to be ready to take that leap. So to give it a try. And yeah, like I just, for me, it's an easy decision, but I'm on it. Sorry, but yeah, if you're like I said, I did have this one member that was kind of and ahhing, and she hasn't looked back since she's actually started with it. So I think, yeah, just taking that leap and making the decision that you've got to do something for you. Like we're all about, and obviously me being a nurse, a massage therapist, I look after and care for a lot of other people, but you can't actually look after other people if you don't look after yourself. So I'm a big one, massive one for self-care. And a lot of, like Katrina, my diamond leader and things like that, no, I always am trying to do self-care and things like that, because yeah, I can't be a good nurse to patients at work or good massage therapist if I don't look after myself. So yeah.
Yeah. And before MetaPWR, how were you managing such a big workload? What was your secret back then?
I don't know. Kind of like, it's hard to remember, but I do remember like coming home and you just be that tired and that mental fatigues and things like that as well. And some days like you wouldn't want to come home and massage after work, and even the girls at work still go, oh, because I'll finish work and I go, I'm going home to do some more work, and like, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, I don't.
So now you've got the answer for them. It's MetaPWR. Yeah.
They all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And what's ahead for you with staying consistent with MetaPWR? Do you have a goal, or do you have things that you want to target, knowing that it's going to support your body and mind?
Yeah, so I'm like, since we did the challenge, I've been working more on using it topically, so the MetaPWR oil topically. Like, it's not something that I tended to use a lot of. It was mainly in my water that I would use it. So I've been loving using it on. So at night time, what I do is I just have a shower before I go to bed, and then I get out and then I put the MetaPWR oil in some of our hand and body lotion, the green hand and body lotion, and I literally run that over my travel spots around my neck and chin, and over my stomach and things like that as well. So I think it's a really like amazing way of self-care as well, but I've just definitely noticed a difference with doing that as well, so in my face and things like that. So then it said other people have too, so yeah.
Okay, so you're adding in little habits along the way.
Yeah. So trying to, like, even though I've got my MetaPWR Advantage in my morning and my Lifeline Vitality supplements, and then I usually take my beadlets usually mid-afternoon, so I might have a little bit of afternoon tea, then I'll have a couple of beadlets before I go back to work, because I think it's also amazing to freshen your breath with, like, kind of with the wild orange and stuff in there as well. So I find that's really good. So yeah, just having a bit of a play what works for me. So not every idea that's come up in the challenge will work for every person, but working out what works for you and what you can incorporate in small steps. I'm not trying to change too much at once, because that's too hard for us to try and get consistent with it. So yeah, just like starting with your Advantage in the morning. Okay, you've got a routine with that, then adding your oil into your water. And the other big thing as well, like I am a shocking one for drinking water. Oh, we can't have water bottles with us, obviously, in the theatre or outside the theatre. So how I've got around that is I have a glass on every single break. So in the morning, I take my MetaPWR Advantage. Morning tea, I have another glass of water. Lunch, I have another glass of water, and afternoon tea. So that's been another big thing I've had to work on too. So and I love the MetaPWR oil in the water. So yeah.
Beautiful flavour, and it's encouraging you to drink more often.
Yeah.
So when you're in theatre, have you noticed since being on MetaPWR that you're clearer mentally, like brain fog, productivity, that sort of thing? Have you noticed?
I think it's more in the afternoons where you normally have that slump. Like that's been the thing, because I've always been a pretty good sleeper using my oils and things like that. But yeah, having it in the afternoon where like you can just keep going and stuff like that. So 10-hour shift doesn't matter now and things. So yeah.
I guess it's a good segmentation between being, at the hospital and then going into your massage role, and you can have a beadlet and just go, okay, that's the clear distinction. That's next for the day. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Now, anyone got any questions while you're listening to Ann-Maree? It's a perfect time to be able to unmute. Has anyone had a question prompted to them during the week and they'd like a bit of guidance on that? Any idea sharing while we're here together? Let's chat MetaPWR. I'm just checking Facebook as well. Hello to those watching. Ann-Maree, what about anything else you'd like to share with us while we're here together?
No, I think it's just yeah, like and then from doing the challenge, working out like when's best for you to take your Advantage. For some people, like they're finding it's better to take at night. So, and I said that's what I used to take it in the afternoon. And I said when I tried that like a year or two ago, I was like, oh yeah, this is okay, sort of thing, and then just dropped off. But by just changing it to another time, like for me, just doing it in the morning has made a massive difference. So if you have to play around with your routine to make it work for you, then yeah, like give it a go. Like you've got a whole month's supply.
I love that. Make it work for you. It's not going to work the same for everyone. Now, Kathleen, did you have a question? Did you want to unmute? Can you see that unmute button there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good. I just want to let you know I didn't take it for 7 days. I do not recommend that. Yeah, because it was okay for the first to second day, but then after it's like, what am I doing? Why I haven't got that? I mean, I had energy, but not the proper energy that I had before. But oh my God, I'm going to keep on persevering with this. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to do that again. So please do not try that. Because after the third day, you'll be going, ain't going to do it. You might be okay for 2 days. Third day, no.
Yeah, I'm
please
not
don't
even
do that.
Not even going to try.
Don't. Not with your business. Do not.
There you go. We'll learn from you, Kathleen. Thank you for sharing, and sorry to hear that it was a tough struggle for you that week.
But I wanted to do it just to prove, and I did do a talk. I did a feedback and I did reels, letting people know how I was going, and they could see it. They go, you can see, but in your eyes, you're telling the truth, but you can see in your body that you're not quite what you were, 3 or 4 days ago. So
well,
don't
Kathleen,
do it.
If it ever happens again, Ann-Maree's got that box above her on the cupboard.
Oh yeah, can I please text me your address so I can escape?
Yes.
Oh, she's going to show me.
You're all in there. Oh. It's a heavy box.
It's a treasure chest. So we're getting comments here from Deborah. She did it too. Never again will you miss out on having your MetaPWR. Yes, Deborah. And Kayleen ran out a couple of weeks ago. But it does balance out after a while as your body goes back into homeostasis. Yeah, I guess once we know this level of living you know, in a thriving way. We don't want to go backwards, do we? Want to just stay at that once you know what it feels like, the energy and so forth. Yeah. But anyway, we're all in good hands now that we know where Ann-Maree's got her stocks.
Thank you so
It's
much,
so
Ann-Maree.
true, Anna. I mean, honestly, I went for 3 days to do the challenge because I wanted to have, because I've been on it because I just can't be without it, and you'll know more about that later. But it literally, I went right back, like right back to where I was originally. I just cannot not have it.
Yeah.
It's literally now. I know that Kayleen said that your body will regulate back, but it depends on what state your body's in before it started. So I have an experience where that is not okay for me. I did it for the challenge, but I will never, ever, I don't care if there's a challenge on or not, I will never, ever do that to my body again. So it has been totally life-changing for me on some, even libido, like even the vertigo. I used to have very bad vertigo. I don't have vertigo problems anymore, balance or anything like that. So, and that's the only product that has made that change, that shift in me. I've been on Lifelong Vitality Pack, you know, since Lifelong Life, and I love Lifelong Vitality Pack. I will never stop it. But the MetaPWR is the king.
Yeah.
And we'll hear more of Deborah's story.
Yeah, you get me talking, won't shut me up. So I'll leave that for June.
3rd of June, you get center stage, Deb. But you've got such a powerful story, so I understand why. Yeah, you're so compelled and passionate to share it. Yeah.
Yeah, with me, I didn't intend to be off it. I actually got my dates wrong when I was ordering, and so by the time, because I live up at Moranbah, it took ages, and the postie didn't come. It's like it got reverted back to Brisbane and then sent out again to us. So I was like, no, I am so close to the, and it just didn't get to me in time. So I was like nearly a week before I got it delivered, and I'm not a morning person, and only when I have my MetaPWR am I up and functioning for the day in the morning. So yeah, so I was out for that week.
And the other thing actually, now that I think about it too, was so I'm a kayaker, like just for exercise and things like that as well. And I usually get up on a Tuesday morning, and at this stage when I started it, like I was paddling like 7:30 in the morning and things like that. And I noticed like with my nursing is quite physical as well. So I get up in the morning, and I used to be like quite sore or quite stiff in the mornings and things like that. And that was one other thing I noticed too, was when I started MetaPWR, I was waking up and I didn't have that soreness or that stiffness. So it was like, yeah, so my muscle recovery and things like that as well was another big thing that I noticed too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. It addresses so many things.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let Diane and Deborah read the chat there. They're doing some question and answer together. I'll just touch on again, this is the last couple of days for the month of May that we're going to be able to get 30% of the MetaPWR bundle back. So remember that. Great encouragement to share with others that they'll get that back in reward points that they can then use on whatever they like for free from dōTerra. And also that we have some really great support areas. So testimonial groups on Facebook, WhatsApp. We've got this Let's Chat MetaPWR as a regular weekly thing, but it's a great way to do it with others so that you've got that accountability. Ann-Maree, did you have that when you first started with anyone from your team or?
No. So I just made that decision. Okay, I'm just going to restart it again in Jan. And so because I noticed the difference within a couple of days, I kept going. And so as soon as I got that habit stacked with feeding my dog, it was like, yeah, it's just you don't even think about it. Like I literally get up and I have it, like, and things. So, but yeah, when we had the challenge group, like being able to hear about other people's experiences and stuff like that as well. And also like my members that have been on it and had like amazing results with it too. It's great to share it.
So good. So we've got Henry to thank for. If he's still there, pass on our
Yeah.
pass on gratitude. Come on, Henry.
No, he's like sitting on the couch. Hold on, I'll leave him up. He's got his jammies on. He's cold. Hey.
Good on you,
There
Henry. You got mum on MetaPWR. Round of applause.
Oh,
What a star.
he is.
So good. Well, thank you, Ann-Maree. I think we'll finish up there. Thank you, everyone, for contributing and, you know, asking really great questions, sharing what it's been like for you as well. We're back on next week for Let's Chat MetaPWR, and same place, same channel. And we are hearing from Tracy Coulthard. So that'll be wonderful to hear her story. And then, of course, the following week is Deborah, who we've had little tidbits along the way, but we're looking forward to hearing. Thank you, Deb. Deborah is saying MetaPWR has been life-changing for everyone who is on it, and it affects everyone differently. Very true. It'll affect everyone in a different way, and what needs to be balanced for each individual. Yeah, wonderful. Any last words, Ann-Maree and Henry?
No, I suppose just if you're sitting on the fence, give it a go. Like, yeah, you'll never look back. Yeah, like once you're on it, it's just, yeah, you can't imagine life without it. And it's just for me, it's second nature now. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Beautiful.
So true.
yeah.
Very inspiring.